Someone got up on here and said that black men also hate their hair, and black men got mad at her, but the thing is, she's not wrong for what she said. A lot of black men do not like the natural hair that comes out of their head. Unmanipulated, you know? And so they have to do things to make it do different things, you know? The dislike for our hair starts at a very young age, right? Like, I remember that I was a kid talking to my mom, and she told me that she had a conversation with my dad about how I was not going to have long hair. It was always going to be short. Like, what? Funny how that turned out, right? But the thing is, this is something that is deeply embedded into the black community because, you know, cough, cough, colonization, right? Like palm colored man, you know? And I feel like people forget that a lot of men who grow up like recently who have like a lot of hair were men who grew up not having that much hair, who were told to not have a lot of hair, who were told to go get haircuts. There's a reason why there's that whole trend like a few months back of those black men being like, oh, a man who had locks was once a boy who didn't have any hair. This whole thing about like how perfect your hair needs to be, how you need to have a crisp lineup, how you need to go to the barbershop 2 times a month, every other week, things like that. I've heard some of the most cruelest comments about hair from other black men in regards to myself and to other men. I remember this one boy didn't get a haircut and he was getting dragged by his friends. I remember when I started my lock journey and they were small and black men were dragging me. I'll talk to a black woman, they'll be like, oh, you know, give us some time, they're gonna come out really nice. I love the size of them. Black men were dogging me for having small locks. I do believe that if it was socially acceptable, a lot more black men would be straightening their hair, or they would be, you know, rocking like, I don't know, like 6-inch bust down middle parts, you know? There is a reason as to why a lot of black men who can grow hair don't grow their hair. And the answer is, you know, palm color supremacy, right? This is why I do think it is like really beautiful that so many black men nowadays are growing out their hair. I feel like that really is like a statement, even without them saying so. Oh, one more thing. A lot of black men don't actually know how black hair works. They don't know what to put in your hair to make it healthier, to make it thicker. A lot of them only go to the barbershop every 2 weeks. That's their thing. That's their hair care. Hair care is barber. That's all it is for them. I did take off my do-rag, but I had one more thing that I wanted to say, which is that I didn't believe this was possible for me like at all. I didn't think that me having a lot of hair was something that I could have until like a few years ago, because I was never allowed the option to do that, and a lot of the black boys that I grew up around didn't have the opportunity to do that as well.